Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, happy Sunday. Sunday, God's Day. It was out there, right? You guys know I usually typically go over my day. Let's see, being Sunday morning, I slept in a little bit. I got up, I think I had first phone call came in about 8 o'clock, and again, I don't answer the phone when it goes. Usually it'll rouse me, but I don't answer the phone because I like to say my prayers. I get up and I actually have quite a spread. And again, this is just my personal thing. I get up, big spread. I lay across the bed when I say my prayers in the morning. But that starts my day. That's my time. That's how I center myself for my day. And my new thing is after I respond to whatever phone calls usually coming in because lately I'm getting calls every morning. I'll go back and do a quick meditation before I leave the house, but I don't do anything before I say my prayers. I'll literally get up, use the bathroom, go back, say my prayers, and then I'll, return whatever phone calls. And it's funny because it's the same people that call me all the time, so now they're used to it. They don't they don't freak out when I don't answer. They assume they probably just woke me up and they know, I got 10 or 15 minutes of saying prayers, and then I'll call them back, and that's what I do. So, so I get up, I do that, and again, Alright, yeah, so many lessons, guys. My life is just amazing today, guys. I love it so much. And again, you can have the same results. That's why I share these things with you guys. You got to do the work. So, I decided yesterday that too many buckets of tools in the backseat of my nice new truck, and it was starting to really irritate me. And so I'm like, you know what? I got to get a toolbox for the back of the truck. Now that I own the truck, I can set it up the way I want it. And Doug, my buddy that I bought it off of, didn't have he would supervise. He'd have one little toolkit. But anyway, decided I'd get a truck toolbox for the back of it because I didn't have one currently. And my buddy Chris was like, oh, buy this big job box, and I appreciated it. Right? He was literally gonna give me this job box, but the thing's this 400-pound massive job box that would literally take up 2/3 the back of my truck, and it's free. But I'm like, you know what? I'll go get a box. He's like, well, they go for like $700 now. They've gone through the roof. And I'm like, and the reason I share this with you guys, always do your legwork, right? There's always a way around it. I mean, I have the money now. I'm making enough money. But I'm not going to go spend $700 on something that I know there's 50 of them on Facebook Marketplace for a fraction of that. So yesterday afternoon, after I was done with my work for the day, I was actually heading over to Home Depot to grab a couple of things I need for Monday. And in the parking lot of the depot, I hopped on Facebook Marketplace, and literally the first ad when I searched, truck toolboxes, the first ad that came up was a Husky 70-inch that came out of an F-150. The thing was like 6 months old. It was the extra deep one, so it's got the V and then the drop down, and the thing is literally like the whole width, the whole depth of my bed. It stops like 3 inches before the bed. Super deep, big toolbox, right? Husky, brand new, diamond plate, chrome diamond plate, or aluminum diamond plate. Beautiful, with keys, locking, $50. It's a half-hour ride. Fantastic, right? So I sent a message, and I left my phone number and said, you can either call, text, or send me a message, and I'll get back to you. But if you want me to respond right away, call or text. I don't have notifications on for this app. And literally, I barely got into the Home Depot, and the person texted me and said, yep, it's available with keys. I'm like, great, I'll come get it right now if you'd like. And like, well, we could do tomorrow if that's okay. I'm like, absolutely, no problem. Let me know what time works. And they're like, we're flexible between 10 and 12 work. Yep, no problem, fantastic. So I let her know this morning I was heading out. Said, yeah, hey, listen, I'm on my way up, gonna come get it. And they're like, yep, no problem, thank you. And I really appreciated the fact that they responded like that. And literally, I had, before she'd responded, I'd sent out 2 more messages. But again, this was the best box, best price. And she got back to me right away. So I stuck to my word. I got up this morning and, returned my calls, hopped in the truck, and shot out over to North Andover to pick up my box, right? And of course, I get this, been sitting in the driveway. I go to stick the key in to make sure. Now, the key would wiggle enough that I knew it was a proper key and it was no bullshit. But it was jammed up, and I could see the look in the girl's face. It's like, oh, here we go. This guy's going to beat me up. And, guys, it's a $700 toolbox. It's next to new for $50, and she had it listed for $150 and hadn't sold it. She dropped it to $50. And I could have been a dick and been like, oh, no, guys, I know full well. I've been dealing with these things my whole life. If you don't use the locks for a few months, you gotta exercise them, or they will have a tendency to freeze up. And very common, the aluminum and corrosion. So I knew full well I wouldn't have a problem with it. So I decided to surprise the girl. I pulled $60 out of my pocket, and I'm like, $50, right? She's like, yep. And I'm like, man, tell you what, I appreciate you getting back to me and being right on point and answering the way you did. So here's 60. Have a great day. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not worried about the lock. I know it's the right key. It wiggles enough that I know, and I'll spray it up and it'll work. And sure enough, I get home and I give it a shot of PB Blaster, and the thing popped right open. Now, I'm going to have a lot of money and tools in this thing. So what I did do, and I recommend, and the reason I share these guys is so you can do this yourself. Never be afraid to investigate stuff. If you got any kind of mechanical ability, which I do, I took the locking bracket off the back of it, and at that point, the whole lock cylinder slides right out as long as the key's in it, right? Because the tumblers will line up. And two of the tumblers were very sticky because it's been sitting for a while. So I pulled them all out, and I put a little wire brush in the end of my Dremel, and I just, gave them a quick little sanding. And then I put wheel bearing grease on them and put them all back together and got them nice and free. Popped the thing back in. Boom, works beautifully, right? Key works fantastic. Now, the other thing I did do is they're very cheap lock system. It's literally just the lock engages a bracket that keeps the lever from opening to pop the lid. And they don't line up great, and they jam, so it's really hard, and that's what bends the keys and breaks the lock. And the thing is, you look at these things, guys, you can always make an improvement. So what I did was I put a grinding nub on the a grinding bit on the end of my Dremel, and I rounded off the corners of both, and just a little, just slight. And now the thing works amazingly, like way better than it did the day it was brand new. Fantastic, right? My box worked beautifully. Came home, I drilled a couple of holes, I mounted it to the bed, I got all the tools cleaned out of the back of my truck, got everything organized in the toolbox, and it felt like $1 million. I was at the depot last night, I got myself a new, plumbing carry tote, because I'm always carrying, tools and buckets in and out of houses, and it's just ridiculous, right? And part of the credit I had from last weekend, I spent on a nice $100 Milwaukee stackable walking tote. And guys, these are the things today, right? Literally, I'm setting myself up because now all my tools, instead of going, I waste so much time figuring where did I put this, where did I put this, I'm getting more and more organized this time around. And that's something I've never done in the past. This is all part of me taking everything to the next level. All the things I never used to do, I now recognize and realize that I waste so much time, and time is money. And I'm getting busier and busier. Guys, I talked about that job I have for Monday morning. One of my other customers called. He has a bathroom finish that he needs done. He's behind the gun. Somebody else let him down on it. And he's like, I really need it done Monday morning. And I could very well tell him it's not my concern. I have another job scheduled. But it actually works out better because the 6-family house that I'm doing the maintenance on the Navians, the tankless water heaters, everybody's going to be getting ready for work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So instead of me going over and interrupting people's showers and people trying to get ready, I'll go over to Arlington first, and I'll do this toilet install and shower trim install. Take me probably 3.5 hours. I'll knock that job out, keep the new customer really happy that I move things around to satisfy his concern. Where he's a fairly new customer, the guy was thrilled when I told him I can move it around, I can take care of you. And then I can go over and do that fantastic maintenance job that I'm going to make, $1,200 in 4 hours. And it's actually better because now I'm not going to interrupt anybody's showers in the morning. I was a little concerned with doing it first thing and then going to a second job. And I'm like, just switch the two around. Guys, there's always a way to look at what you have and make it make sense. And you know what I mean? In the past, I would have been like, if I shoot right over there Monday morning, I can call Mindy. And, no, it's not like that today, guys. I got plenty of money in the bank. I'm not worried about it. I'm just looking forward to adding more and then, going out and spending money on stuff, buying toolboxes, buying what I need. But then again, not spending it stupid either. I could have very easily said, I'm making good money. Let me go buy a $650 toolbox. It's literally identical. And I would have had to probably do the same maintenance that I did on mine to the new one within a couple of months. And instead, I spent $50 on it, right? Fantastic. It makes me feel amazing, right? And it's just that much more money in the bank. Now, here's the other thing. I've gotten 4 or 5 more jobs coming over the weekend. So now I'm really starting to see how this new business of mine is taking off. And it's because of the work that I'm doing, guys. I'm literally, everything I'm doing, and I explain all my steps all the time, guys. I have a good attitude. I make sure I do something over and above on every job. I don't cut any corners. I literally take the long way and take my time and just do a nice, quality job. I look for other things while I'm there. And people are loving what I'm doing. Like, my new business is thriving. Literally what I have scheduled for tomorrow and, let's say halfway through Tuesday, I'm already looking at like a $2,500 Monday, Tuesday, and I still have half a Tuesday to book, and I've got jobs lined up for Wednesday, Thursday, and I get stuff for the end of the week, and then I get the regular stuff I do for my landlord Doug. That's usually about $800 throughout the week. I mean, this is looking like it's gonna be, who knows, $4,000 or $5,000 a week by the end of by the time everything's all said and done, and again, that's, assuming with things continuing to come in as hard and fast as they are. And that's beautiful, guys, and I'm not taxing myself. I'm not killing myself, and I'm not rushing right out. This didn't happen overnight. This is the culmination of taking my time and not rushing anything and just easing into things as I'm ready and as God's feeding it to me, and just working with the universe and taking the opportunities that come in and taking the lessons and taking time to heal. And literally, I put myself first, and I'm feeling good right now. Like, I've healed, I've rested, I've eased my way back in. And I maybe will work 40 hours a week. If I do, I'm going to make 4 or 5 grand. It's shocking to me. It's amazing. The signs and synchronicities of that what I'm doing is right is literally left and right, guys. And I'm just kind of sharing what I'm going over, and this is why I encourage you guys to do everything I explain and I go over with you. And the other thing I did, guys, is I went to church today again, and I say it all the time. I'm not a big fan of organized religion, and I see a lot of the hypocrisy. But you know what? At the same time, I do enjoy going, giving reverence. Meeting people. And it just makes me feel good. I'm not, I don't have to agree with the organized religion part of it to go there and hear the scripture and it's funny, like today being Palm Sunday, I got my palm and I left that in the truck and it was blessed, and I said, it's extra prayers while I was there, and prayed for other people, and just continue to thank God for this beautiful new life that I'm putting together. And again, it's funny, like I say it all the time. I want to branch out and go to different churches, try different things, and that doesn't matter. Like the kingdom of heaven is from within. It says it in the Bible. It says it everywhere. It's what I believe. But I don't let that stop me from saying, you know what? I still enjoy going and slowing down and just sitting in a church. I love church buildings. I think there's some of the most beautiful architecture around. I enjoy looking at them and being in there. And again, I don't have to agree with everything the person behind the pulpit is saying for me to go there and enjoy myself. And I don't go there to argue with anybody or anything else. I'm very respectful, obviously. But at the end of the day, I feel good doing it, and I don't have to necessarily identify as a Catholic. I don't really. I was raised Catholic, and it's what I'm familiar with. But I don't consider myself a practicing Catholic, even though I do go to church. I go to church because it makes me feel good at the moment. And again, if I get busy and I miss it a week, that doesn't bother me either. But when it fits into my day, I do enjoy it. I had no idea it was Palm Sunday, but I did enjoy getting the palm. And there's always something to be said to the scripture. I mean, I used to be an altar boy as a kid, so these are all stories I've heard 100 times. But now they're different today because I'm actually listening, and I'm actually trying to take lessons out of it. And there's so many lessons to be learned. I never really paid attention to the Palm Sunday Mass story, it's basically the night before Jesus is crucified and what happened. And I listened to the whole story, and I got so much more out of it today. And that's the thing, guys. You can always, when you become a different person, you can go do the same things over again and get new lessons and experiences out of them. And that's the beauty of it, guys. I can literally be doing the same things that I did for years and years and years, and yet they're totally different today. I'm totally different today, and the results that I'm getting are totally different today because I'm doing things, even if I'm doing the same jobs, I'm doing it in a different way, and I'm doing them with a different attitude, and I'm doing them as a different person, and the results that I'm getting are mind-blowing, guys. Like, I'm constantly in awe of just how beautiful my life is starting to get. And again, there's nothing crazy about it. It's just I'm building a nice solid foundation, and I've been doing this for long enough now, 3 months now, steady day after day, that I'm starting to see the results. Same with the channel. We're up over 1,400 subscribers now. It means the absolute world to me. Guys, I got right into it. I forgot, if you're still here with me, please, if you're not already subscribed, I do notice that as much as we've gone through the roof of the subscriptions, I still have about 80% of my viewers are unsubscribed. They're, unique or, non-returning or whatever. Guys, please, by all means, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. But regardless, thank you for being here, and thank you for taking your time out of your day to share it with me. And rather than dragging it all on and a whole bunch of nonsense, that's pretty much my day. That's the lessons, guys. Just because somebody tells you something, always do your own research, right? And don't be afraid to do the work and look into other avenues, right? I could have said, no, always look. If you don't need something firsthand and you want to save some money, look in a Facebook Marketplace or look online. And as a matter of fact, I went back and just went and listed a whole bunch of stuff that my landlord, my landlord has that he wants to sell. So I'm selling all those for him. And then come to find out, like, I'm literally doing it thinking he's, just paying me for my time to do it. And he's like, oh yeah, when they sell, we'll split the profit. I'm like, fantastic, right? And then when he says profit, the price of the sale. He doesn't look into recouping the money he paid for it. So literally, I just listed 4 items at $1,100 each, and that's a great. It's actually a great price on them. And when they come through, that's $550 each times 4 when I get them. Here's a call coming in. That knucklehead that I've been dealing with all along. One day's up, one day's down. It's the same. It's the same nonsense over and over again. And again, I'm back to okay. When you're ready to make a good decision, I will. I'm here for you. But again, I don't know what they're possibly calling for now. I've talked to them about 10 times today, and half the time they call, they don't even know they're calling me. Oh, sorry, thought I was calling somebody else. Guys, this is why. And again, I'm not even acknowledging it because you're going to go back. There's another lesson in there. When you're in an overly stressed state, you can't always understand. All right, this person called me earlier today saying, oh, the title just got stolen out of my car. Okay, how did this happen? Oh, I stopped here. Well, did you lock your car? Yes. Well, I saw somebody running away. Now I can't find my title. Did you see them in your car? Was your car unlocked? No, your title didn't get stolen. You fucking misplaced it because you're letting stress and anxiety. And again, here you are making stupid decisions again. What are you doing driving around with the title of your car in your car? I mean, make better decisions, guys. When you're overly stressed, get help. If you're suffering from alcoholism and addiction, get help. Nothing good. You're not going to stop the momentum on your own when you're still adding to it. You got to take a step back. You got to get yourself under control, and then then you heal, and then you start building. And that's literally what I've done, and it's working so incredibly well. It's Sunday night. I just dropped a market basket because I forgot to defrost anything. So rather than being worried about it, I'm like, oh, what can I treat myself with tonight? Last night I went out to Vinny's here in Somerville and got myself the most amazing lasagna bolognese. It was unbelievable. If you guys are in the area, Vinny's Italian on Broadway in Somerville, food is fantastic. I was so happy that I got my dinner there last night. I don't do takeout very often, but this week is my birthday. Things have been going amazingly well. I've been getting some really good paying jobs, and I have not celebrated my birthday since I was 30, and I'm going to be 52 this year. So I'm going to celebrate my birthday every night this week in some way, shape, or form. And in the conclusion, I'm going out with my family on my birthday this coming Saturday. And I'm going to go out and have a nice, a nice prime rib dinner. So, So tonight, anyway, my point is, I stopped at Market Basket and I grabbed myself a nice high-end oven roast. I'm going to make myself a nice 3-pound roast beef. I'm going to have a fantastic dinner, and then I'll have fresh roast beef sandwiches throughout the week. Guys, there's always a good, you can literally stack your good decisions, and like I used to say, oh, I'd love roast beef, but, I live by myself. What am I going to do with a 3.5-pound roast beef? I'm going to eat the damn thing, and I can make beautiful sandwiches out of it all week long instead of going and paying for it, right? There's always something good you can do when that's how you're looking at things. Your attitude determines your reality, guys. Your perception will literally change your life. So literally, guys, don't react, respond. Always digest, respond. Always step back, look at your situation, and find ways to make it better. And when you do it like I have, and you literally cut it all down, burn it down, start from scratch, and challenge yourself to be the best healed, helpful version of you, go out of your way to make a difference in other people's lives, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm a walking miracle magnet, and I'm so incredibly grateful, and I love my life today. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We'll leave it at that. Remember, God loves you. I love you. If nobody else has told you that today, well, now I have, because everybody should hear that at least once a day. We are all worthy and deserving of love. God loves you. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow.